The switch statement is used to check multiple conditions that are represented by a case constant, each of which corresponds to a case block. The case blocks are lines of code. When a specific case is satisfied, the lines of program code within that case block are executed. Let's look at the syntax here. The keyword switch defines a switch block that starts and ends with the curly braces. The switch statement carries an expression within it. It then checks which pre-written case within the switch statement matches the expression that's just come in. So here, it's checked if the case name constant1 matches the expression. If not, the next case constant is checked. When an expression matches the case constant, the instructions written within the case block are executed. The last statement in a case block is the break statement, which takes the control flow out of the switch block. I have for you an example of the switch conditional block. In here, we pass a parameter, the variable x, into this switch block. Suppose the value of x is 2, then it checks if it matches the first case. The first case block is case of 1. And so, it carries a value 1. Hence, no. The parameter passed into switch block, that is 2, doesn't match the case value 1. So control traverses to next statement. Here, the next case block. It's assigned value 2. Yes. The incoming parameter matches the case value 2. But note, nothing is asked to be executed or printed here. Control shifts to the next statement. Remember that in the switch statement, a case is checked until satisfied. Once a condition is met, no more checking takes place. So, the control is now in case 3. It has the cout statement, with a message, x is below 4. It gets printed onto the output screen, and program control shifts to the next line. It's a break statement. And this means, the control flow has to exit the switch block. We will now write program 15. Requirement is to find the area, in centimeters, of a square, rectangle, circle, or triangle, using the switch statement. I have my program visualizer panel. And this is the program code. I save it as 15.cpp. On line 5, I have declared 4 integer variables, named a, b, c, and s. I also have a float variable, named area. Integer spaces are allocated in the memory. And also the memory space for float value. Line 6 to 9 prints the menu items, which can be opted. It's printed on the output screen. We have the square, with option 1. Rectangle with option 2. Circle with option 3. And triangle with option 4. On line 10, the user is prompted to enter their choice. On the output screen, I enter choice 2. On line 11, it says, cin, or save to s. So the value gets stored in variable s. On line 11, there's also a cout, \n command. It brings the output control to next line on the output screen. In program code, the program control shifts to line 12. It's the switch block that occupies lines 12 to 38. Here, the value within s is passed to the switch block. Remember that I had selected value 2, meaning, I want to find the area of a rectangle. The program control next shifts to the case block, with value 2. The condition doesn't satisfy case 1. In this case 2 block, the first statement prints message, enter length. On output screen, I enter the value 10. The cin command stores it in memory location A. Next, the user is prompted to enter breadth. I enter 12. The cin command stores it in location B. The control shifts to next line, area equals A times B. Just reminding you that the area of a rectangle is its length multiplied by its breadth. The value of A and B, that is, 10 multiplied by 12, which is 120, is copied to the memory location named area. Next, the system control prints message, area of the rectangle is 120 square centimeters. The control next shifts to break statement. And this means, control exits the switch block, onto the last line, and thereon the program terminates. We can now view the result on output screen. Area of the rectangle with length 10, and breadth 12, is 120 square units. So basically, this program accepts values based on any of the 4 requirements, and prints the corresponding results. We printed the area of a square by accepting the length of a side of the square and computing the area of square by the formula area equals a squared. We printed area of rectangle by the formula length multiplied by breadth. Here we prompt the user to enter two values, length and breadth. We printed area of a circle by the formula pi multiplied by square of radius. In this case, we used 3.14 for pi and accepted a value for radius from the user. We printed the area of a triangle by the formula half into base into height. In this case, we prompted the user to enter two values, one for base and another for height. Not sure if you have noticed something. I have an unused memory location named C. Always make sure you allocate memory that you will be using. Let's next move over to the third type of conditional statement. It's the ternary operator. The conditional ternary operator combines two operators, question mark and the colon. The question mark checks the condition, and the colon suggests the solutions. Now let's write program 16. Check if a number is odd or even using ternary operator. So here is how we are going to categorize it. This is the code. I name it 16.cpp. On line 5, I declare the integer variable a memory allocates. On line 6, the user is prompted to enter a number. I type 99. It's stored in variable a. On next line, we first instruct C++ to print the value of a, that is 99, along with the streamed result of what the ternary operation gives us. The ternary condition says, if a, mode 2 is equal to 0, or, if a, divided by 2 gives the remainder 0, then send, is even, to the output stream. Otherwise send, is odd, to the output stream. Since a, is 99, 99 divided by 2, gives remainder 1. And so, is odd, goes to the output stream. We now get the result, 99 is odd. So with this, we now come to an end of the conditional structures of C++. Next is loops or iteration.